What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, but this Duel Links video isn't your traditional Duel Links video. As you guys can see, we're actually on the Steam homepage, or on the Steam page for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and I thought for today's video would have been a fun idea to basically look up the reviews on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. We want to take a look at, some of the positive ones, some of the joke ones, and maybe some of the negative ones, and basically do a response and everything like that. So if you guys think that this idea is going to be cool, and throughout the video, if you guys enjoyed it at any point, be sure to go hit that like button down below and show your support on this video, because this is something that I've never done before, and I think this might be a cool idea to do in the future, maybe for some different games. So yeah, without further ado, let's go find some reviews for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Okay, so the first review we're going to give some criticism on is on this review that came from this section right here, the most helpful reviews in the past 30 days. So this guy's been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for about 140 hours, and I'm going to go read through his whole review on why he doesn't recommend the game and give my kind of input on it and everything like that. So let's just get right into it. So first of all, after approximately playing this game for 140 hours on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I think it's time to give this game a review, explaining what it's all about and giving the positives and negatives. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since 2010 with numerous types from Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories to Legacy of the Duels till 2017 till this game so-called Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links came out. At first, this game was fun to play with your friends because you can make the deck, I can't freaking read. This game is fun to play with your friends because you can make the deck you want and test them with your friends. I actually do agree. I remember playing this game also around the beginning of 2017 when it came globally on, Google, and it came on Android, or not Google, Omega lol, on Google Play Store and on the iOS store. I got the game over there, which is actually something interesting to make a comment on, is that Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links on Steam was actually not here at the beginning of 2017. And he just talking about it right here, that the game is first available on the phone, and it became available on PC in the beginning on 17th of November 2017. So this guy's actually been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for a while now, so that is very interesting right there. But yeah, I do agree with this point right there. I do kind of miss the days where you were able to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links and it was very casual. Like, personally, I'm a very casual person as it is, and definitely when Duel Links was a brand new game to me, it was honestly awesome. I mean, you can really say that though with a lot of games that you don't spend that much time in. Honestly, it's like I guess you could call it the honeymoon phase, where you first play the game and it's honestly so much fun, but after you play it for a very long time, you're gonna definitely figure out some things you like and don't like about it. But I'm still here, I'm still making Duel Links content, I'm still playing the game and everything like that. But yeah, for sure, man, I do kind of miss the days too at the beginning of 2017 where you could just build the decks with your friends. Honestly, those days were awesome. I loved going against my friends that were not like the best at Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, and we just had a fun time with that. And then, yeah, as you guys can tell, this guy also played on the mobile version of it and then eventually switched to PC. So he must have liked the game enough at the time to switch to the PC version. Anyways, though, but the fun didn't last long until Konami started to make it worse. Every certain amount of months, a new box comes out with strong cards coming along with. This point is kind of weird to me, in my opinion, because honestly, to make this game entertaining, you do need to kind of power creep the game in a sense. I mean, Duel Links, or I mean, Konami does this with the TCG, they do this with Duel Links and all sorts of their Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, where every new box needs to be somewhat more powerful than the other box. Sometimes it's a hit or miss though, like for example, this last box that we got in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, the Secrets of the Ancients. Nah, that one was really the best, but overall you do want to build some really cool combos and make some strong decks right here. But I'm guessing this guy was definitely more on the free-to-play side. If you are a free-to-play player, it is super hard to catch up sometimes. It really does feel like that, so I can kind of relate with that a little bit, where you do have to spend some cash in order to get, just to get some good decks from the newest boxes. But yeah, I mean, new boxes come out all the time, new decks come out all the time, but I honestly think Konami's been doing a better job of it. I mean, they add some powerful decks through, structure decks, which is nice. I know the Blue Eyes White Dragon, EX structure deck, you can buy one copy of that and build a pretty good free-to-play version of the deck, honestly. So I mean, there's kind of like that. I mean, it's kind of like a mix, opinion right there. I mean, some people can agree that the new box comes out with strong cards and it's very, overwhelming, but at the same time, some of them are not that bad, and you can use structure decks to, help out. Anyways, so let's continue on with this review. And today there's 14 available main boxes where you can not only fusion summon, but also special summon as much as you want on one turn. This is a mechanic that's always been in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right here. I think this guy has never played the TCG Yu-Gi-Oh! So I guess he doesn't know this, but this mechanic right here is actually something that you can always do as many times as you want, as long as the cards say you can keep special summoning. Next up, too, we have not locking down your enemy and prohibiting your enemy from doing anything. In the near future, Konami adds Extra World, Arc 5 World, etc., where you can Pendulum Summon, Synchro Summon, and Synchro Summon. The list goes on. Synchro Summoning is already a thing in the game, but XYZ Summoning and Pendulum Summoning are not a thing yet. And of course, the players will keep spending money on making the strong decks, and we call them meta decks, as the game's called. As players say, pay to win. I'm still kind of on the line. I think today's standard, I feel like pay to win is definitely a much more reasonable thing to say. But honestly, I still support the opinion on that free-to-play players can honestly do good in Duel Links. Like a tier 2 deck, you know, according for Duel Links meta, of course, a tier 2 deck like Blue Eyes is a very free-to-play accessible deck. It honestly is. You can easily, like, especially, you can make like a brand new account in Yu-Gi-Oh! Buy the Structure Deck EX and go into the Stardust Acceleration box, get all the cards for Blue Eyes, and you're good to go right there. That is honestly a super free-to-play deck. You can go for vampires. Vampires are a little expensive too, but they are, most of the cards are from a mini box, and you can get cards like Skull, Samurai Skull from like a previous box, and it's only a rare card. So honestly, when it comes to the strongest meta decks in the game, you can honestly get by free-to-play and build a pretty close, really good version of that deck and climb the ladder as time goes on. So yes, it is kind of pay to win, and it feels like that happens a lot more nowadays, but honestly, at the same time, like, you know, vampires, Blue Eyes, those decks are free-to-play friendly in a sense, where I can guarantee you free-to-play players, if they put the time and dedication into the game, they can easily do that right there. Another thing too is this game is no longer fun because it's ruined due to the players that use meta decks all the time just to climb the ranks and reach the King of Games rank. What else are you gonna do? I mean, that's just kind of how it is. As much as I'm a person that likes to build decks all the time, there's not really much else you can do. Honestly, what Konami needs to do is honestly just make more game modes for players. I feel like if they added multiple game modes into Duel Links besides ranked PvP and casual duels, I feel like there would be more variety and entertainment to the game. Something that I would love to see Duel Links add as a permanent playlist is something like tag dueling. I think tag dueling would be a cool idea. Maybe they could add something like turbo dueling. I was about to say speed dueling, but you know, Duel Links is literally speed dueling. But I would love if they, you know, Duel Links could add something like turbo dueling into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. That would honestly be super cool in my opinion, and everything like that. So I know it is very interesting though, from this comment right here, but you know, I agree in some cases simply because of the fact that I think you should the Konami should probably add more game modes into Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but at the same time, ranked PP is there for a reason. It's the ranked ladder. You're going to want to try to build the best decks that you can to rank up into King of Games. There's that right there. That's enough reasons why I don't play PvP, KC Cup online games, and the reason why I only play Duel Worlds. Okay, so at least he understands that he doesn't need to do that, and he just kind of just chills and relaxes. That's pretty cool. People don't have any creativity, and they just want to spend their money on a deck that dominates the game. It doesn't matter if the cards are costly or not. You can be creative as much as you want, but how these games work is that the top decks are the top decks for a reason. You can be super creative, but what's going to happen is that your super creative decks are going to fall flat because they simply just can't win against the meta, and that's why people don't really play fun and creative decks all the time, because while they're fun, they want to win and they want to like try to rank up in the ladder. The reason why people in Duel Links in the KC Cup and Rank PP don't play fun decks is simply because of the fact that they want to try to be the best that they can. You can play fun decks, you can mess around with some friends in Duel Room, you can build fun decks and win against NPCs, but if you want that satisfaction, you're going to probably want to build a good deck and go in Rank PP ladder. There's a reason why it's Rank PP is because it wants to find the top players and you want to like be the best as you can. So about the review, I don't recommend to play this game, although it's free to play this game. It's only been ruining instead of Duel Links, now called pay to win, and some players as a result have quit the game because of it. I mean, hey, if you're tired of the game, feel free to quit. That is a perfectly acceptable reason. If you're not enjoying the game, definitely don't play. And this guy, you know, he already understands that. But this is a very interesting review. I do like this guy's opinion, but there's some things that I can, you know, disagree with right there. So I don't know, this review is not like horrible by any means, but you know, there's of course some like mishaps and stuff like that, I guess you could say right here, but still interesting review nonetheless. I respect your opinion. I guess should I give it that funny? I can't do that because I am not signed into my Steam account. That's probably a good thing. Okay, boys, so the next review we're going to talk about is literally right under this review right here. We're going to be talking about this one right here. I have played more hours on mobile, and I reached COG multiple seasons in a row while being free to play. That's pretty cool. A very fun game with friends. We even had some tournaments of our own IRL friends, and it was a good game for us. The reason why we quit eventually? Konami, more like co-money. Money, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go take a look at this positive review right here. So I personally love the game, and here's why. Number one, the decks you can make are so much fun, especially when you build them up from scratch and they work so much. I personally do agree with this. If you do build a fun and creative deck and it works out well in the ladder, it's honestly so satisfying. I think example for that for me is that I actually built a Gemini deck a while back, and it was a synchro summoning Gemini deck using level duplication. That was a deck that I worked and built from scratch, and I was actually able to win a lot in ranked PvP. So I could definitely definitely feel that right there. That was honestly awesome to like when you get that one deck and it actually can perform well in ranked PvP. I think in one season I was able to get to Legend 3 with my Gemini Synchro deck, and I would pick up that deck again since Geminis can still do some work in the ranked PvP ladder. Another thing too is that we have an in-game currency called gems, and they're awesome. You can get new cards, new packs, and it's just a blast. 3 new events and new characters are getting unlocked almost every month, and I love it. Plus, with the KC Cup being a major event here, it's more important to fun and compete, and you can enter for free. However, it's not all fun and games. With the gem shortage at one time and increasing the difficulty in dueling other duels, it does take a toll. So overall, 9 out of 10 easily. I like this person. They have a lot of hours into this game. They genuinely enjoy the game. That's a pretty good review right there. Awesome. Next review, though, that we're going to talk about right here is literally right next to that positive review. We have and it's from this person called Smokehouse. Anyways, though, this is an extremely lazy mobile port. Don't waste your time. Oh, that's a very interesting thing right here. So this guy only put 0.3 hours into this game. Didn't really get much of an experience out of it. I think, what is that, 30 minutes in total of that? Well, then again, it's 0.3. 15 minutes? I don't know how many minutes that is in 0.3 hours. I really don't know how they assess that because I'm bad at math. Anyways, though, you can definitely tell that this person is more of just a TCG player, of course. They probably were expecting when they opened up Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links that it was going to be really similar to the TCG, and just kind of found out that it wasn't really close to the TCG whatsoever, and personally didn't like it that much. Honestly, that's a respectable opinion in a sense. Like, he's very ignorant on just like posting this, in my opinion, but I do respect the opinion of like, hey, you don't like the game because you're a TCG person, but saying that's an extremely lazy mobile port is kind of a lie. Because honestly, this game has some of the best like graphics out of any Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that I've played. The summoning animations are, for the 9 times out of 10, pretty nice. The UI of the game is really nice and everything like that. The only thing is, though, is that Duel Links is a much separate entity compared to the TCG because of the smaller field, smaller deck size, different card pool, etc. It's like it's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. It's not supposed to be the TCG. Now, of course, there's a lot of other Yu-Gi-Oh! Games out there that do use the 5 spell and trap card zone and the 5 field zone, and it's basically they're literally taking the TCG and putting it into their game, making a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game. But Duel Links was probably, like, I guess you could say created by scratch, but it was mostly just kind of a game that they created that is just a separate entity, more mobile friendly. So they actually made the game how it is because they wanted a mobile experience. They wanted people to play on their game kind of like this, not like this. And they just kind of wanted people to have like a good mobile experience. It was a mobile game, and it's a completely different version of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a different way to see about it. But yeah, this guy's definitely a TCG person. Respect to him. Just kind of thought that, you know, review is a little bit funny in my opinion. Okay, so I just went to the negative section of the reviews right here, and I'm gonna read this one. This one just piques my interest right here, so let's go get a breakdown on this one. So this guy played this game for 75 hours on record. That's honestly a lot better than some of these other reviews, so, you know, this might be a pretty good opinion right here. Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is a quick cash in for Konami, who have made a great franchise to a pay-to-win game. You get no great cards at first. You struggle to grind to a point where you'll break and buy into microtransactions, and it's still not even good. It's not, this is hard to read, still not even get good cards due to the rarity value. So this first paragraph is very interesting. So I guess in some cases I can see, you know, Duel Links being a quick cash grab, but at the same time, look, the only reason why Konami supports this game is because they're a business and they're here to make a profit. I always understand that. I mean, it's kind of like, would you consider Duel Links as a gacha game? A little bit, kind of, but still, you know, of course it's a quick cash grab because they're trying to make a profit right there. Still, I think this game is still pretty free-to-play friendly. For new players, they can easily build a strong deck if you want to. Like, literally, I don't know, like, when did this guy, okay, so this guy posted this on the 23rd of November, so this when he posted this review, this Blue Eyes White structure deck was in the game, so I'm just saying, it's like you can easily build a good Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, have good cards right away, and still be free to play. Like, honestly, the Blue Eyes White Dragons EX structure deck's 1,000 gems only. Free-to-play players can get that instantly. Any new player can get that instantly. It's not that hard to get cards. I think the issue is that with new mobile apps, it's very confusing at first. I noticed when I try to show this game to my friends, it's very confusing at first, and I kind of have to babysit them through to understand how Duel Links works. So maybe it's a little bit confusing on learning how to get a bunch of cards, but you can get all sorts of UR, high rarity UR and SR cards without spending gems or not having to spend that many gems right there. And I'm still kind of on that leeway on a pay-to-win game or a free-to-play game. It's kind of in that mix, you know what I'm saying? It's like a mix of both. Like, it's not that good when it comes to, like, it's kind of pay-to-win and it's kind of not. It does kind of have the point, though, where you do kind of feel like you have to buy into microtransactions, because when a new box comes out, you're never gonna have enough gems to get 3 copies of all the cards that you would want, to, honestly. So I do kind of agree with that at some points, but as a free-to-play player, if you're gonna stick and never spend a single dime in this game, you got to be patient, and you do have to grind. Like, this game is a grind fest, you're not wrong right there, but honestly, free-to-play players can definitely don't need to buy into microtransactions to do perform well in the game. So I don't know, my opinions are a little bit all over the place. That's kind of like my criticism right there. Let's keep on reading. The last good Yu-Gi-Oh game I played was on the PC and PS4 called Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of Duelist. I kind of agree with this. The Legacy of Duelist wasn't perfect. There's a lot of things that's garbage about it, but I'd love to see a new console game for the Switch, PC, or, you know, a Yu-Gi-Oh! Console game also added on PC. I want, like, a new Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on PC, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. I'd love to see a game similar to Legacy of the Duelist, but has the Link summoning in it. I'd love that. Like, honestly, I'd buy a capture card immediately and make content on it. Like, my guys, I'd love to see that. Anyways, where you play through all this series and fight all the heroes and bad guys, and it's done in a fun way, even with DLC packs and stories that got added on later games. So yeah, Legacy of the Duelist is a lot different than Duel Links, though, because, for example, Legacy of Duelist more centralizes around having a campaign to it, while Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is literally the most point of it. It's literally getting cards and playing against actual other players. Of course, with Legacy of the Duelist, you can play against other players, but the focus of it, especially at the start, was playing through the campaign, and then, you know, you can play with some buds afterwards right there. So there's that right there. But still, I'd love a new Legacy of the Duelist for the new on PC and Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. Anyways, Duel Links is unbalanced and a gamble. You might as well just go to the comic store and get the packs in real life if you're gonna throw money away. I play it, but I don't buy into the money system. It's best if you are going to buy this, always do the sign-in bonuses or events where they give away free stuff. Play every day and save a long time so you can build a deck. Okay, that's actually a really good point right there. I actually do like that point. I agree with that. You can buy into the money system if you want, though. Like, most cases, I tell my friends not to buy into the game, but if you feel free to waste money, if you want to waste money on the game, hey, hopefully find some personal enjoyment about getting the cards that you need. But I do gotta say, though, this guy makes some good points right there. Also, some good points right here. The best deck to build is anything with Blue Eyes or Ancient Gear decks. Currently, Ancient Gears are not good right now, but this statement will stand hopefully in the future, because we're actually getting a new Ancient Gear structure deck hopefully soon. By the time, I don't know when I'm gonna upload this video, but if I do, I'm recording this before we get any information on the Ancient Gear structure deck, but there's that right there. Heavy Fusion Ancient Gear decks are really bad, though. Don't play those. Other than that, I advise against playing if you can't control buying microtransactions. So not that bad of a review. I thought it would have been worse, but that's actually a pretty good you know, a constructive review. Oh, you gotta love this one right here too. Still a third-rate duel to a fourth-rate deck. Oof. Okay, so this is the actual end of today's video. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to go hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I did actually cut a couple of the reviews in this video post editing and everything like that, because it kind of took too much time, and one of them was just a rehash of everything. So yeah, I try to keep this video a little bit short for you guys, so hopefully you guys still enjoy it nonetheless. I would be willing to actually do some more videos reading reviews for, you know, Duel Links and possibly other games. So if you guys think it's a cool idea and you watch to the end of this video, be sure to go to the comment section down below and tell me if you guys want me to do more reviews. I think it would be fun to do maybe one like Google Play reviews, or maybe just like Steam reviews that are only negative. I don't really know, but we'll see what happens in the future. But still, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll go see you guys in the next video. Peace.